Macho Man Randy Savage versus Sting at Spring Stampede 1998. WCW versus NWO was kind of now is starting to die down. It wasn't really getting that momentum as it was back then, and it had just came off I think a week after WWE beat WCW in the ratings for the first time in nearly 2 years. So yeah, that's not a good sign. And Randy Savage and Sting, their match, it was clocking in at 10 minutes and 8 seconds. It wasn't really much to remember it by. Like, there were a lot of problems I had with the match. I just saw it, and I had several problems with it. One is in a no DQ match, Randy Savage should be at his most savage level and do things that unexpectedly happen. But then you have Hulk Hogan coming out because everything begins and ends with Hollywood fucking Hulk Hogan. Then you have Kevin Nash coming out. Then you have the Disciple coming out. Then you have the NWO splitting down the middle of the storyline, and then you have this storyline with Sting that's on the decline because WCW screwed it all up after what happened at Starrcade. So it was hard to really get invested in this match, like especially after Uncensored, where they really showed that they did not care about the WCW World Title. So the fact that it was the main event, it was like, okay, it's good that they're doing that. Like I would have expected Hollywood Hogan and Kevin Nash versus Rowdy Piper and the Giant to be the main event, since everything begins and ends with Hollywood Hogan. And well, that's how. And my other problem was, why didn't this was a no DQ match? Why didn't Sting bring his signature baseball bat? Was it because Hollywood Hogan and Kevin Nash's match with Roddy Piper and the Giant on a baseball bat on a pole match had to take priority with the baseball bat, and they didn't want to oversaturate it because God knows they can't, since they had like a total of 3 no DQ matches that same night with the baseball bat and the pole match, Ravens rules match, and the no DQ match. So they had to prioritize these other 2 matches because Raven was from ECW and Hollywood Hogan is a big deal to WCW management. So yeah, but like this bout, it wasn't really much to remember it by. There was no big epic moment. Like you could say the pile drive moment where Sting was pile drived and Sting got back up was kind of awesome, but then that gets ruined when Miss Elizabeth comes in and strikes Sting in the back with a steel chair completely backwards and only hit and the legs hit him of the chair. So yeah, that's not really worth to remember by. Is it also because Sting accidentally knocked into Miss Elizabeth? Not really. Like at this time, either by accident or by purpose, they would let the male wrestler attack a woman wrestler. Like around this time, Sable was starting to get popular, and how she eventually broke off with Mark Marrow. So really, none of this comes as a surprise to me. Like that could also be because I'm not watching it live. The fact that I watched this on the WWE Network and it's years past, and you know the result that happened. That could also be a factor. But um, to see Sting lose the title after what 2 months, since it should have been the beginning of the end of the NWO under Sting's power, because Sting should have kept the title for a longer time. It was not the way I had hoped it would be. I was hoping Sting, like everyone, I'm pretty sure back in 1998 was hoping, okay, Starrcade screwed up big time. Maybe Super Brawl 8 will rebuild this. Nope, it didn't. And then silly Sting won the world title, so he can finally kill the NWO since it was starting to die down. Since the big hype was starting to die down. Nope, nope. Kevin Nash and Hollywood Hogan had creative control, so they managed to screw that up even bigger. Like I don't know about Scott Hall, but Hollywood Hogan and Kevin Nash were infamous for their creative control. So Randy Savage and Sting, while it was just an okay match, it wasn't really worth to remember by or wasn't really noticeable for anything. It was just your standard typical match, a no DQ match, and there was really not much no DQ other than outside interference. And the referee, he gets knocked out for 5 minutes. So for the fact half of the match is having the referee knocked out is really sad. Um, also, Randy Savage defeats Sting for the world title after Kevin Nash powerbombs him. It came at a very. It was like, no, that was not the right decision. This was. Everyone looks at 1998 as the destruction of Sting, since they had this hot year with 1997 and 1996 with him under the Crow gimmick, and then it turned inside out after Starrcade, and then it just further went in decline in 1998, and they just killed all momentum. And I'll talk about what happened with Sting joining nWo Wolfpack after it split down the middle 6 weeks later, but I'll get to that in another video. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Randy Savage versus Sting. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more.